Plaintiff Matthew Spencer is suing his brother, Dustin Spencer, for a loan, rent, and stolen property. Matthew says the defendant abuses drugs and steals so much that their father doesn't want the defendant to know where he lives. But Dustin is countersuing for emotional distress and says his brother would pay him to lie about the women the plaintiff was cheating with. Dustin says those lies caused problems between Dustin and Dustin's girlfriend.
Matthew Spencer is suing Dustin Spencer, his brother, for an unpaid loan, unpaid rent, and stolen property. And Dustin is countersuing his brother for emotional distress. All right, Matthew, let's start with you. Why are you suing your brother?
Well, because he stayed with me and my girlfriend for a while. He would constantly steal from us and everything. Finally, he started getting his life. What did he steal, Matthew? He would steal change, cigarettes, anything around the house, games, movies. My brother Dustin has had a problem stealing since back in 2001, since my mother and father split up. We've all had a rough childhood and everything, but my brother Dustin, it got so bad with him. My father, when he bought a new home, he told me and my other brothers not to let Dustin know where he lived because it became.
What?
That's not true. Yeah,
Do you know what your father's address is?
I'm not sure. He lives on Little Avenue. I've been there.
So then that corroborates what he just said, that you stole so much that your father doesn't want you to know where he lives.
No, I don't know his address, but he just moved there a year ago.
A year ago?
Yeah.
You know that he said not to let you know where he lived because you stole so much.
Let me explain something to you. You already made your point. He admitted to it.
Okay.
Move on.
Okay. Well, anyway, back in 2007, Dustin hit some problems with his baby's mother. He got kicked out. He was using drugs and he was on the street. I let him move in with me and my girlfriend for a while and my son. I had 2 mobile homes. He was staying with me. He was using drugs when he was staying with me in my home. He kept doing things, bringing drugs into my home with my son there. And I told him several times, like, Dustin, you have nowhere else to go. This is your last stop. You need to stop using drugs. Stop bringing it into my house.
I'd wake up.
Your Honor, he had drugs in his house.
The question that I asked you.
No, I was on the methadone clinic. I was clean.
When you were on methadone, you didn't fall off the wagon and use drugs?
No, Your Honor.
He started getting back on track. He got in the methadone clinic and stuff. I want to see my brother do good. I don't want him to, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to hurt him. I'm not here to lie about him or nothing like that. I loaned him $3,000. He was going to rent my trailer and he was going to pay $400 a month. I have the lease and he was supposed to pay, he started May 1st, 2008, this year. He was supposed to pay $400 a month. He didn't pay. 2 months in a row, he didn't pay. He moved out without telling me. I got stuck with both rents,
Your Honor,
and late fees. And he also took the money, bought drugs, blew it. I ended up getting in some trouble myself. I went to jail for a while. While I was in jail. Domestic dispute.
With you?
Yeah.
Yeah? No. She just said no. You said yeah.
I went to jail for a domestic dispute, but I didn't. It
But
wasn't.
with her as the victim?
Yeah, but I didn't.
So why'd she say no?
Property.
Stand up. What's your name?
Alicia Harrington.
Alicia. All right, Alicia, was he charged with committing some kind of crime as it related to you?
He was not charged for it or with it, but yes, we did have trouble.
So then why'd he go to jail?
Because the cops, he said...
all of the charges were dismissed.
Yes.
Everything. Like, it was a misunderstanding.
It was a threat coming out of his mouth. He went to jail.
Right.
He got held in jail because of his probation officer, but I did drop the charges and everything got dropped.
Let me ask you a question, Alicia. If he was in jail for a couple of months, if you dropped the charges, why did it take so long? All right, why did it take so long to get him out?
He was on probation. It was a probation holder.
And they wouldn't let me get to court. But
from what? What was your prior conviction for, Matthew?
It was
cocaine possession.
It was attempted possession. It was a misdemeanor 1. I was in the car with 4 other gentlemen.
It doesn't matter. Okay.
And I was 18 years old.
All right. Dustin, do you owe money? Thank you, Alicia.
He let me borrow the money, Your Honor, but he...
Did you sign any kind of promissory note? Is there a loan?
I signed a promissory note, but...
Do you have the note?
We were supposed to...
And he signed a lease.
We were supposed to go get a car. I was stuck all the way out in the country, and he knew that. And he said, come out there, stay at that trailer. I'll take you to your car. I'll get everything taken care of for you. I never stole anything like he's saying that. That's completely ridiculous.
What, cigarettes? I could care less about that. Right now we're talking about a loan of $3,000.
No, I've never stole movies or anything like that.
Why would he say that? He doesn't have to accuse you of that.
I don't know why. I really don't know why.
He didn't want you in his house.
All right. Did you also sign a residential lease?
Yeah, we signed it, but there was things that he was supposed to do.
So why shouldn't I make you pay for the $3,000 in the loan, the $800 in rent?
He would have me lie for him while he was cheating on his girlfriend he's with now.
You shouldn't have been at my house. You shouldn't have been in my house.
He would have me lie for him. He would tell me, I told her.
He
would say, I told her that you paid me $100. So you tell her that. He said, you tell her that that girl was with me last night. All right, like he went into the restroom one night Okay, and
but
he
you
has
should
this
have been at your
note
own house.
that he
Excuse me,
writes.
kids, not
Excuse
at
me,
my house.
Matthew?
You know.
He has this note that he writes to me saying to me, hey, go in there and check the sink out. Something's wrong with it. I go in there, on the counter is this note saying, okay, if she asks you a question, this is the answer to it. So, and he told me, I'll take $100 off for that. Or I told her you gave me money. And then later on, he would say that I didn't give her money.
Dustin, tell my girl that Sarah was with you last night. If she asks, that's why I had to give ride home.
Right, that's how I had it. That's why she was in his car, because she was at my trailer and I had him take her home because there was no other way because we were stuck out in the country.
Okay, so do you lie for him often?
I lie for him often. He's my little brother. I covered a lot.
How much is he giving you to lie for him?
He's told me, 10, 15 times that he said to her that I had given them money, and it was because I said, yeah, that girl was with me, or I had that girl come, or she called his cell phone for me.
Okay.
So basically,
is there a specific amount that you think you should be credited in this debt?
At least like 500 or 600.
So how much are you assessing for each lie?
Like $100. He said before. I'll take $100 off. That's what he said before.
Let me ask you a question. Is there any question, Matthew, but that this is your signature and your handwriting?
No, I didn't. Your Honor, I didn't do it. I didn't tell him any of that.
Show this to the plaintiff. I now ask you to look at the court's exhibit.
That's my
Stop
brother.
Talking.
Of course, he's supposed to cover
Stop
for me.
Talking. Does it look like your handwriting? Let's start there.
Kind of, but
Yeah,
that's my brother.
you.
He knows how I write.
Yeah.
I don't know how he writes.
Yeah, I get it. All right, that's enough for me. Now, do you move into the place?
Yeah.
All right, you agree to pay him $400 a month in rent.
Yeah.
Yes.
But he said he was going to fix stuff.
But what didn't work that you needed fixed?
Just the kitchen sink would back up. The plumbing needed fixed. It would not drain for an hour or two. So you couldn't shave.
You couldn't shave?
You couldn't shower sometimes because it would be backed up. You don't want to stick your feet in dirty water. So
did you tell your brother about this?
Yeah, we talked about it a couple
yes.
times.
What do you want to tell me?
Moved in. He knew he knew before he moved in. When he signed it, I told him. He's my brother. He knew about the trailer and everything. I stayed there. I told him the toilet backed up or whatever. I was going to call Roto-Rooter. Dustin never even paid me what he was initially supposed to pay me, so I could. And like like I said, the reason I was glad to get him into that trailer is because I was tired of him staying with me and my girlfriend and causing problems and stealing from us and using drugs and stuff. Yeah, he covered for me a few times, but like I never told him I was going to give him money off or anything like that. None of that's true. So
were you cheating on your girlfriend?
I've covered for him. I would never cheat on her, but I would. You know what I mean?
Were you cheating on your girlfriend?
No, I would go out with my friends.
Oh my goodness, Matthew. Look at me and keep your mouth closed while mine is moving. When mine moves, yours is still. Were you cheating on your girlfriend?
No, I was not.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. I did go a few places I wasn't supposed to, but I did not cheat on her.
Okay, now, let me get to you, Dustin. Drug problem, you're on methadone.
Yeah, he's on methadone too.
Okay, you both are you on methadone too, Matthew?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. How long are you on methadone?
I've been on for 2 years.
Okay.
I found out about the clinic from him.
How long are you on methadone?
2003.
Okay. How long does one expect to be on methadone?
It's a maintenance program. It can be anywhere from 5 to 10 years. But I've been on there, and they throw you off if you mess up. So I've been on there for going on 5-6 years now. So, like right now I'm on a very low dose.
How about you? Are you on a low dose?
He's on a super high dose.
No, I'm at like 130. I'm
at 80.
Regular for the clinic.
When do you think you'll be off methadone?
Hopefully soon. I don't want to be on it forever. But
He'll be on it forever.
I was taking Percocets.
No, don't say that.
He will. He buys extra methadone. He will.
No,
do you buy extra methadone?
I don't. I have, but I don't now. I was on Percocets for a while. I started taking Percocets. I thought that I didn't know how addictive they were.
Your Honor, I was addicted to them, and they all knew. They all told me that I was a pillhead back in 2002.
You know what the interesting stat is that about 55% of the people on methadone continue to use illicit drugs.
Yeah, they do.
He's been kicked off the clinic 4 times.
Okay.
I have.
They drop me every week.
I don't want you bad-mouthing each other. What I want you to understand is that you both have an addiction.
Yeah.
and that you both are trying to wean yourself off. And I congratulate you for at least getting on the methadone. Hopefully you'll understand that that is not a program that you should stay on, that you should wean yourself off of that as well. The plaintiff is suing the defendant for a loan, unpaid rent, and stolen property. What about the other stolen property?
He was in jail. He told me to bond him out. I talked to him. He said that. No, I said, Matt, you cannot get bonded out. You have a holder. He's like, well, whatever. Do whatever with the money and call lawyers for me. So I did. We tried to call lawyers.
So what'd you do with the money?
I just spent it on whatever I needed. Yeah, he told me, take it. No, he get money for me to get bonded out.
Xbox 360 in like 8 games. They were all like $40 a game. He was supposed to get my things out of my home because we removed it.
I did. I got all the stuff out.
And he took it. I got out of jail, and he sold a lot more than with just the Xbox, but that's the main thing I want back.
How much are they worth?
It was about $600. The Xbox was $400, and the games were like 2, 3, 4. I can't remember how many games.
The issue for the court is very simple. You got to stop fighting with each other, okay? I think you were young, immature kids. I think this little note, go into the bathroom and then tell him, make sure you tell my girlfriend that I was with this one. I mean, it's just a classic example of you kids being juveniles. But at the end of the day, you signed a promissory note to pay the plaintiff back for $3,000. You also rented from him for 2 months for $800. I find that the rent for $800 is not due and owing to the plaintiff. I am not going to award you for that money. There is always, whenever you rent property, an implied warranty of habitability. And that essentially means that it's got to be habitable. You got to be able to flush the toilet and take a shower. And if you can't wash your face or take a shower, then you don't have to pay rent. That is in itself reason why he shouldn't pay you rent. So that's off the docket. Now, you did sign a loan for $3,000. You do owe the plaintiff $3,000. And the money for the Xbox and the X Games, $600, there's no question. The guy's in jail. The guy is in jail and he tells you to sell it. You can't use the money to bond him out. You say he then says, take the money and buy something else. I don't buy that for 1 second, Dustin. I think you took the money and bought something for yourself. So I'm going to award the plaintiff $3,000 for the promissory note, $600 for the Xbox. Now, Dustin, you're countersuing him for emotional distress.
Yeah, I had to find places to go. I had to lie for him and argue and fight with my girlfriend about it. I had to get yelled at by his girlfriend for not knowing what lies to say. So
you shouldn't have been at my house.
There was a lot of different things that happened.
At the end of the day, you made the decision to lie for him. And
he's my brother.
So then what are you suing him for? If you agreed to lie for him because he's your brother.
He's suing me. I mean, come on.
Oh, just a countersue. Verdict for the plaintiff. Thank you.